Hey, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin, and welcome to the Broken Skull Sessions. My guest today is the greatest of all time, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Hey, man, how are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
Great to see you.
I actually saw you
Great to be
last
here.
night at the hotel.
I did. We
And
did.
I
Yeah.
got a chance to have a couple of cocktails. You were kind of going slow over there. And then I went back to my house, and because I was so excited about having a few beverages and seeing you, I had to wind down. So I'm a little rough this morning. How are you?
That's good. I'm great.
How
I
you
was
been?
looking forward to today.
What have you been up to lately?
By the way,
Cheers.
I'm drinking this of my own accord, everybody.
Moderation is the key to anything, correct?
It's a word that I'm learning to pronounce.
How are you with all the health stuff, and how are you feeling right now?
I
Because
feel fabulous. It's been 2 years. August will be 3 years. August 17th when it happened. Finally got out of the rehab center and the hospital and everything at the end of September, and got my memory back probably February, March. I could remember things going forward, but I couldn't remember the past. So that came back. And then I had the 4 heart procedures in May of 19 in 7 weeks. And finally, knock on wood and everything,
you know, I've got a picture that I want to put up on the screen. It's a picture of you and me from back in the day, a couple of years ago. I mean, guys like you and me, when I show you that picture, I mean, like you and I were in many ways the same. Now, I consider you to be the greatest of all time, but
Thank you.
we were both guys that, you know, the road was kind of a home for us, and you hated to go home. And once I got home, I was ready to go back out on the road. But, you know, it's very easy to let things kind of get out of hand. All the boys, or many of my peers, consider you to be the greatest of all time because not only were you the greatest world champion of all time, defending the belt all over the world, and just doing it at a record pace and going to all the 60-minute matches you had, but I don't know what the new generation is, but the generation of guys, you know, when you were around before you and a little bit after me, you know, the lifestyle, it is what it is, I guess.
yes, it
And
was.
I enjoyed it.
I did too.
Sometimes I went a little too far.
Yeah, I obviously did too. And you made an interesting point because I said it last night. What happened with me is when I said I hated going home is because I would be gone for 3 months and get to go home one day. And when I say I hated to go home, it wasn't after Ashley and Reed were born. I looked forward to going home. Prior to that, because my older kids lived in Minneapolis, I went home to what he'd been doing. I mean, I hated going home because you can't get anything resolved when you've been gone for 3 months and one day. So you would go home for one day, you know, you just want to sit here and go, but when you've got, you know, what are you doing and why aren't you home more? And sometimes I would just go, like if I was headed to Miami or something like that, I'd go to Miami a day early. Just check into the Fontainebleau. Thought I was a big shot back then.
Yeah, we were talking last night, and
Yeah.
you still get the itch because sometimes you
Oh,
get
I do,
bored now.
I do.
I mean, you're in a good place now.
I
you know,
do,
financially,
yeah,
everything's covered, but
Thank
you
you.
get restless sitting at home.
Well, I do. I'm lucky enough that I have Wendy. She likes going out too. What I have learned though is that, and this was the hardest thing, I wish I had had this. You know, I'm kind of emotional about it. I wish I had been able to turn it down when I was younger to fully invest the time with my younger children, which I only had real time with when Bischoff fired me or sent me home. Those are the best days of my life. I look back on it. In the year that I took off for the company when it got bought out and Vince and all that, because I'm doing all that now with her children. And we went to Vail, just came back from the Turks. I just found out yesterday we're going to Zurich, Switzerland. I was told that yesterday morning.
Yeah, but there were a
I'm
lot of
off to
guys in the
Zurich.
business, myself included. You know, I never won Father of the
Yeah.
Year just because I was always on the road, and I
Yeah.
enjoyed being on the road.
No, I did too. I had so much fun in towns like Chicago and that. I mean, you know, I'm hanging around DiBiase and Henning and all these guys. I mean, DiBiase was such a great guy. You know Teddy, but you don't know Teddy. I know Teddy.
No, Teddy's mellowed out, and
Yeah.
I know where he's
Oh,
at now.
yeah.
But I know where he was
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I've been in many of the
Listen,
same places.
No, I tell him all the time, so I'm not saying anything that I haven't said to him.
Did you think that through all of the years, from when you started in business to buying all the wardrobe on the road, I never knew you did that because I always one of
Oh,
my
yeah.
questions was how in the hell you managed to always look like $1 million.
I bought new clothes as I traveled. And I plugged them. Michael the guy say Michael the Kansas City.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, you remember all the promos. What you better do is put that camera on GQ magazine because this, ladies and gentlemen, before I start talking about professional wrestling, is what's going on in the world of fashion. For any of you young gentlemen in the audience out there interested, you can pick one of these up for about $1,500 at Michael's of Kansas City.
Who did you model that after?
Well, I met Rogers in '78. I don't think I modeled after Rogers. I kind of came up with that, but when I met Rogers, I saw why he had so much heat with all the guys. Really arrogant. I mean, Rogers had that natural, you've seen pictures of him when he was young. I mean, a genetic gift, his body and all that. But he did train, but he was the first guy to have a tan. He walked in the locker room and he looked at me and he walked over and said, "Let me tell you something, kid, there's only one dime in this business, and you're looking at him." And shook my hand. Swear to God, hence the saying, diamonds are forever, right?
What
But,
did that do for you when he told you that?
That's great. Well, I ended up working with him, but I mean, he was dressed immaculately, and that was, right after the airplane crash, it clicked, man. This is a different deal than anybody else is doing. The clothes, he wore the jacket.
Yeah.
I went to the robes.
Did the suits come from Nature Boy?
Yes, I got that idea basically from him, but I always felt like my dad said to me when I was a kid, he said, "What would my patients think if they came into my medical office and I was wearing shower shoes and a pair of jeans?" And I said, and not even realizing what he was saying to me,
Right.
the importance of, because my dad was always dressed professionally and that was part of his life.
I've got to ask you about the Flair flop. What did you call that? What was that? The face bump.
Well, what happened was in the old days, Valentine, Johnny Valentine, keep in mind, was the first guy that I was tag team partners with after Rip Hawk in the 70s. So John was one of these guys, then everybody should have met Johnny Valentine. So if you try to throw Johnny from rope to rope like the guys do now, Johnny wouldn't go. He said, nobody could throw you over to that rope in real life. So I'm thinking to myself, why am I tag team partner with this guy? And Wahoo would beat him half to death, and he would just, couldn't fall on his back, because he never did. He would just fall over. So I said, that's pretty cool. Later on in life, I'm going to try it, make it a little different, a little more entertaining. But the real answer to that is I did it because people liked it. But as my athletic skills declined, especially later on in life when I started doing it more, people liked it.
But I heard that Ole Anderson hated it.
He did.
He goes, why, that gruff voice. He said, like,
He hated the flip too.
yeah,
Yeah, he hated it.
I loved it.
Yeah. I just knew that there were things that you wanted to see guys do. A guy named Hercules Cortez wanted to see him press slam somebody, right? So Sting's out there, and I'm thinking, this guy, what can we do? Press slam was it. It's an easy bump. It's a controlled bump.
What did Vince think about that front face bump? Did it make him livid? Oh, he was cool with it?
Yeah, but he wasn't cool with the slam off the top.
Why?
I don't know.
Because here's the thing, I always did when you.
I got it from Harley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah, I got it from Harley. He called me one day and said in the office, and he said, "What is with this thing?" Because what they were doing back then is Ross and Lawler were calling the matches, and Jim Ross, I've looked back on matches. 54-year-old Ric Flair climbs to the top again. Lawler goes unsuccessfully.
I don't think this is a good idea, Nate.
There you go.
Might not work. Might not. Probably won't.
So when I wrestled Sean, remember?
Yeah.
He climbed up, when I retired, Sean climbed up and had me slam him.
And Flair taking a page out of his own book.
Just the opposite of all the stuff I did, Sean did in my match with me.
Yeah, and I want to get to Sean here in a minute. Did you realize back then the impact you were making or would have on like today's pop culture scene?
I had
Because
no idea.
you are revered and respected
Yeah.
by some of the biggest rappers in the world. And they've
Yeah.
done stuff with Bad Bunny, with Post Malone. There's a couple of more.
Offset,
Offset.
Rick Ross,
Yeah.
Meek Mills, there's a bunch of them, yeah. Yeah, there's Offset right there.
What are your thoughts about that? I mean, for you to really come around in the generation that you came around in your prime years, which were many, people still know,
Yeah.
or hold you to this regard. And you can hear the woo everywhere you go. Some people don't even know where it came from,
Yeah.
but they're doing it because it's just a thing.
1974, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I'm going to go see LeBron tomorrow night.
Los Angeles, home of the greatest franchise in sports, the LA Lakers, and the home of the greatest athlete in the world today, LeBron James, the King. Woo! Woo! Lakers, let's do it.
And LeBron's the one that gave me the tag that I was the founder of Swag.
Really?
You know, yeah. Did an interview. He said, yeah, he's the founder of Swag. And that when he grew up as a kid, the Rolex watches, the women, the limousines, he said it kept him watching TV and kept him out of trouble. So he said to me, he said, that Rolex watch and all this kept me out of trouble. It inspired me. You know, that's a hell of a tag to put on a guy.
But you've thrown out pitches for Major League Baseball
Mm-hmm.
games. You've gone to NFL lockers. You've given speeches. That's got to be pretty cool.
It is. It's phenomenal.
What's your go-to on a speech like that? When I mean, you're talking to professionals, fix to go out there and play in a professional sport,
No, I
and
say,
they hold you in such high regard.
you know, I say to them that, you know, we're all on a level playing field. Some of you are better than the guy you're going to be against. Some of you are the same, have the same ability. You guys that are better than the guy you're playing against, you already know it. You know who's going to defend you if you're a receiver. You know who you're going to block if you're an offensive lineman. You already know in your mind when you go out there. And now it's just about executing. You know, I say to them, in my business, you go out there every night and you want to be the very best you can be. And when you don't want to be that person, and when you're not ready to be that person, it's time to quit. Steve Austin, you never went to the ring. I mean, you know, I would see this in you. This is, 20 years after my prime. I'm watching you in your prime, back and forth, all day long. You're just waiting for that music to go. I've told my daughter this. When you walk through that curtain, they know whether you know who you are, because you're trying to convince them about who you are. But if you don't know it yourself, it's hard.
And I agree with that 100%.
Yeah,
but
you
when I
got-
go back and I'm looking at your earlier matches, I mean, with the way you walked out there, I mean, it was a shoot.
Yeah, but I knew how good I was then. Then I went through a period of time,
Oh no, I want to get to that.
self-confidence. Yeah, when I was young, I mean, I watched every match just because that's how we were educated. And I'm following Tully Narn against the Road Warriors, Ricky Morton and Robert against Midnight Express, Dusty against Sting, and I'm on at the end of the night, whoever I'm with, Sting or whatever, or Dusty. It's a lot to follow. So I'm geared up too. I mean, I know I got to go out there, and I can't stink to join out. I got to have a better match. And I would stay out there sometimes, much to the dismay of my opponent. So we're not going home until we got this place right.
Yeah.
We ain't going home until we're having a riot. Literally, I believe that. I wanted to be the best.
When you're talking getting the color, did you have just carte blanche anytime you wanted to do that?
Yes.
You
Yes.
and that was just understood.
Yeah. But for a long time, like when we were doing the war games,
Right.
they'd put a list, they'd tell the guys who were.
Hey, I was always game.
Huh?
I was
Yeah,
always game.
me too,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
Part of the show. I mean,
Well, one of the things that works so good for you because you got that a lot
Long
more
hair.
platinum, the hair,
Yeah.
and it's just that distraction of just this.
listen, while I'm in LA seeing you, if you know where I can go get this thing touched up, I can use a little
I
more.
haven't been there in a long time. Hey, I consider you to be the greatest of all time, and I've said this a million times. I want to get off of it, and so do many other people. And I don't want you to include me in this conversation. But when you look back, because you're on top of the mountain, like who do you hold in very high regard? Some of the
Well,
guys,
I mean, it's a short list, believe it or not. When you consider my career, told you 100 times, I think the biggest star
No, but the greatest workers, the guys
Yeah,
that
but
you
let
just-
me
okay.
just finish. Okay, that's what's wrong with the business today. If you ask around today, everybody's great. Well, everybody's not great. That word is passed around so bad today. Everybody's not great.
Agreed.
There's some good workers out there,
Yes.
but great is a whole different category. Okay, Steve Austin is the biggest box office to this day. Okay, now I wasn't here for a lot of it, and I've told you the story. I've said it to other people. When Vince inducted you, and he was going down, what you've drawn, what you've done, and the fact that you were a great worker, that's number one. Number two, I don't think he's a great worker. He doesn't think he is either, but you got to go to Hogan for drawing money. I could be wrong.
I agree.
Yeah, okay. To me, because I think he's a great worker, even outside of his gimmick, and has drawn a fortune, is I go to Undertaker.
Right.
Okay, now you can take Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels and Hunter and, put us where you want to put us. But it's the guys that have done both. This word great, I tell you, it drives me crazy. I'm not going to give you examples.
Right.
Because it's not personal. It's not personal. But when you've seen guys like Harley Race was a great worker, but he'll never get the recognition because times have changed. Terry Funk, great worker.
Yes.
Better than Dory.
Yes.
I mean, but he'll never get that recognition because that time frame where you're relevant, which is the word, right? Everything now is how do you stay relevant, right? Well, at 70, I'm relevant because of what I did in the 80s. The cutoff for relevancy for me is about the 80s. So I probably got another 5 years to run with it, and I've got some more songs coming out, and being on shows like this. I mean, I'm the oldest guy that you've had on this podcast by 20 years. That says a lot for me, just the fact that I'm here, and that you recognize me being here.
Well, when you look back at guys who've moved the needle in the business, like there's guys that were attraction guys that drew,
Yeah.
or guys that were
Yeah.
world-class workers. And you kind of are in both worlds
Mm-hmm.
because you were a tremendous draw, but you're also,
Yeah.
you could work your ass off. You could do it all. There's kind of two piles there, and then some people kind of cross over a little bit in the middle.
Well, you want me to say something about you, though, because it's important that you, I think.
Because I was never near the worker that you were. Could I work? Yeah, and I was really good.
But
not in your
but
category.
But you know when
you know
your
what I'm saying?
But you know when your best work was? When you were with Steamboat. Because when you went up north, did you have some great matches with guys? Yeah. But you were so over and you didn't have to work like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, you could.
Yeah.
But hey, man, this is a you take care of yourself deal, right?
When you were in down there in NWA and all the places you've been, I remember most of your career from NWA. What was a favorite era or period?
The 80s, for sure. The,
NWA.
Yes, yeah. And then Crockett, when Crockett kind of took over the NWA, there's Jimmy.
What did you have to learn about being a champion?
The first time I won it, I wasn't ready. We've talked about that. I traveled around and boy, I was lost. I stunk the joint out. I had to learn how to work with everybody. I'd been working with Wahoo, a great worker. Paul Jones, a good worker. Jack Mulligan, a good worker. I mean, all these guys I'd been with. I started, but I didn't get to work with them, but I watched them. Ray, Nick Bockwinkel, Henning, Harley Race. So I'm thinking to myself, I win a title, I fly down to West Palm my first night after winning the title, and I wrestle a kid I'd never wrestled, and it was an hour in West Palm, and we struggled, and it just got worse. Now, if I went back to the Carolinas, huge money, but Kansas City I didn't draw. Portland I drew if they brought in Piper. San Juan and those guys, no problem in Puerto Rico. That was a hot territory. In Japan I drew right away, but I was a little bit intimidated till I got used to it because like wrestling Saruda, who was an 82 Olympian and a big kid with Greco-Roman, all the suplexes and stuff. It's like wrestling Brock now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But when did you think you turned into a world-class world
When
champion?
I went a second time.
Second
I
time.
was ready.
Because the second time around,
Yes.
after dropping it, you're like, okay.
Yeah, this was the second time I won it
Yeah.
with the flair for the gold.
I remember when I won the world television title for Bobby Eaton when I went down to WCW, and I was like, okay, I got this belt. What do you do with it? You know,
Yeah.
you don't know. I mean, you're trying to make guys, you know, and you're in jeopardy so that they could potentially take this. And so, what are you, 16 time? How many times is it now that you've been world champion? You can't even remember.
No, it's more than that.
But there's an art
It
to
doesn't
it.
matter, yeah.
But there's an art to it.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't just get a belt and you learn how to work with the
No,
belt.
no. It's a learning process, like everything else. You know, you mentioned a name there, and I remember you wrestling. How good was Bobby Eaton? I mean, here's a guy, great worker, that nobody will ever know.
Oh, I know. I always put him over.
No,
just
but I
because
mean,
know how
when-
good he is.
When he came off that top rope at the Alabama Jam, how many guys would you let do that to you now?
Not too many.
Not too many guys can do it. Bobby Eaton was great. Not to change the subject, but
No, but looking at, you know, all the world championships, and there was a reason promoters kept going back to you, NWA specifically. There is an art in the business of storytelling. You're trying to tell a story. How long did it take you to learn the art of storytelling?
you know, with the belt, like the second time I went in, everybody was so hot. Like the first time Florida, you know, they were so mad about Dusty losing, they kind of shut Florida down. Dusty left Florida, you know. So second time I got it, Dusty was booking, so it was a whole different deal. I had Dusty, I had Magnum, Barry Windham, I had Harley. Out in Portland, I wrestled against Piper. I went to San Juan with Carlos Colon, Javica, and the Von Erichs were hot, the 80s. So everywhere I went, it was sold out because I had a major A-lister as an opponent. So it made a big difference. The timing was right, and timing's a lot of everything. I mean, when you walk in the door, you went to WWE at the perfect time. And I know you went and spent time with Heyman, but when you came out that door the second time, man, with that new deal, I mean, I'm sitting down there, and you know, I've told you this. I was pulling for you guys. I mean, I was so, you know, disappointed, which I've said on record, at the way the company was being run and what was going on. I knew that the tide would turn.
In Starrcade 83, you win the world title against Harley Race. And then in Starrcade 93, you would win against Vader. How did you feel about both of those matches? One or the other mean more to you?
Oh, Harley. Yeah, I know with Leon, what happened was it was supposed to be Sid and Leon, and then Sid and Arn got in an altercation in Europe, and they suspended both of them, and it was in Charlotte. So they came to me, and I said, yeah, I'm glad to do it. But Leon didn't want to lose it. One of the real matches I had to fight back, and, you know, Leon was a little bit of a bully, but he didn't bother me. But literally Harley, who was managing Leon, because he was, you know, banging me in the ears, Harley said, Rick, please, you're embarrassing yourself. But literally said to me when I went out to the floor, he said, you're embarrassing yourself on me. So I lit up Leon, both his eyes were black. That's not
During the
way-
match, he told you that.
I swear to God. Yeah, he said, you're embarrassing me. And you're
So
embarrassing
what
me.
does that mean when Harley Race, a guy who we both hold in super high regard, and a guy who made you, when he tells you that,
I got up and I said, okay, enough. You can see the match change. I had to light him up. Boom, boom. He had black eyes. I mean, he was a mess.
I know Vader's no longer with us, and
Yeah.
he was
No,
really,
we never-
I mean,
we
we were
never talked
close.
bad about him, yeah.
What did he think when you started, hey, man,
He didn't.
it
He
back.
didn't say anything. He just loosened up.
he's a tough guy.
Yeah, I said, Leah. I said, hey man, sorry. We were outside on the floor. I can even tell you what turnbuckle we were at.
Who's the man, huh? Who's the man?
He threw me out, and Harley said, come on, what are you doing, man? You're embarrassing me and yourself. So he had me around the corner, and he came walking around the corner, waffled me, and man, I came up and nailed him. And then I hit him again and again.
Did Harley say anything to you after that match?
Yeah, he just said, you know, what are you doing? And I said, you know, Harley, I've lost myself a little bit here. You know, I said, you know, Harley, hey, what are you talking about? You're Ric Flair, you know, that line I get from Harley.
If you're in the ring with Harley Race, who's calling the match?
Early in a career, him, later on me. He trusted me totally. Takes a while to get their trust, even with Terry. Because with Terry, you know, Terry's out there like that I quit match. But if I'm going to be the bad guy, I know what, you know what I mean? And Terry at that point in time, he didn't really care. It was just, he was having fun. And to the greatness of Terry Funk, I mean, the guy he was a great champion, a great worker. He went and he did everything Foley did except fall off the cage. And right now, as we discuss this, he's really in bad health right now. So Nash keeps telling me this. There's only 3 traveling world champions left. I saw Dory at Rocky Johnson's funeral, Terry and me. Everybody else is gone. Jack, Harley. Brutal schedule. I didn't think of it like that back then, but
Yeah. Well, I know.
yeah.
But when I watched some of your matches back, one of the things I always loved about you was how you protected your calls. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you went above and beyond. Just you were head down, or you were real close to a guy, or you're using your hands, but you almost never
Yeah, like
see.
this, Pat, just pulled over, called on
Yeah.
the way up. But like I'm sure with you, and I don't know who you wrestled the most, but there's sometimes you just anticipate the next thing, and let's
Right.
try this. With Steamboat, it was just there. I was looking back on it the other day because it was like the 31 years since we had those matches. I was 40 and he was 35. There's another guy, great worker. Now you take Steamboat, and even in today, put him on that show, 35 years old. Who's the best worker?
Well, I still consider Steamboat to be
Yeah.
the best babyface
Ever.
I think ever.
Yeah, Sean would be right there.
Yeah.
I came home one day. This is one of the greatest stories I've been telling for years. My son goes, "Can you do a moonsault?" He'd seen Sean. And I said, "No, why?" Why? So Ashley was big into gymnastics, and so I went over to her gymnastics coach and I said, "Is there some way I can get into a harness here?" And I never ended up going, but I mean, Sean, he changed it around. He could work as a heavyweight. He had an attitude as a heel. He could go both ways. There's 2 guys that could never be heels in my book that were great. Jack Briscoe, they tried, and he did get heat when in the territory, but how can you be that handsome and that good and really get heat? And Steamboat was the other.
Yeah.
I hated when Sting attempted it. I mean, some guys just don't have it here.
Yeah, but on the other side of that, when I look back at your career, I mean, I loved you as a heel.
Me too.
When you were working
I'm a
baby.
horrible baby.
I mean, as a baby,
Yeah.
I
hated that.
Why did you hate
the
being a
most
babyface
limited
so much?
arsenal? Because I had the most limited arsenal of all
didn't
time.
have any more moves than you did.
Yeah, but you were over. I wasn't.
Yeah, but as a heel, I mean,
Yeah, hey,
you can do it.
you were
You're the
over.
dirtiest player in the game.
I was a very good heel. I will say that about myself. As a babyface, I was a guy that couldn't drop kick you more than in a waistline. I couldn't do anything. I didn't clothesline. I had to chop, the woo, little strut. That was it.
How many of the guys you work with just could not stand to be chopped? Was there
Oh,
any?
God, Bret Hart and Taker were the 2 worst.
They didn't like the chops?
No. But Taker would tell me, "You got 3."
What'd you say?
But I promise you.
Yeah,
I-
but Undertaker considers you the GOAT too.
Oh, well, thank you. No,
Yeah.
but he didn't like that. He would go to me, "You got 3 tonight." Because he got that big chest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a sounding board, right? But Brett hated it. We were in San Antonio one night, and Brett goes, "I hate this." But I promise you, I read an article the other day where, where Brett said if I chopped him again, he was going to knock me out. That conversation never took place. But it was my whole offense,
Yeah,
even as a heel.
yeah.
My offense was a chop, a knee drop. These guys that have back problems, they work with me. I said, it wasn't for me giving you bumps. I told Steamboat, because he's had a couple of back surgeries. I said, "You didn't take any bumps with me.
Yeah.
Maybe a flying mare." That's it.
But there was a couple of things that are always going to happen in your match. You were always going to get tossed off the top turnbuckle.
Yep.
You're going to take a couple of back drops, get shot into the turnbuckle,
Yep.
take that bump
Mo-
over.
More than likely with that. Gonna
Yeah.
take the ups-
I'm going to press slam. But you were always going to, clip a guy. You would kind of put that time in working a general body part to go back and forth, shine a guy up, but then get a little bit of heat. But then when it really comes to settle in, you'd either, that chop block from behind,
Yeah.
just settle into
Yeah.
working that leg.
Yeah.
Why did you decide on that figure 4?
The figure 4 I got from Jack Briscoe, which is kind of like we're talking about things that I was thinking about things I could say to you. So did you not tell me that Kevin Owen called you about using the stunner?
Yeah.
So he is a great kid.
Yeah,
And
I
that
know.
kid can work. I mean, really serious work. So, you know, not changing the subject, but going back to holes in offense. So he does that. It's great. But nobody else is doing it. Everybody is using that super kick. I can remember sitting at a table, TV, and they came down and the guy goes, hey, Mago wants to use the super kick as a high spot tonight. Sean goes, absolutely not. That was it. Now, if you watch the show, you know, I want to tell the kids, but I'm the one to tell the kids what's up. But you can't have 27 moonsaults. You can't have 27 super kicks.
Right.
And what used to be a finish when I started is drastically. I mean, Wilbur Snyder, the abdominal stretch, St. Louis, sold out.
Harley Race with a suplex.
Exactly. Boom. I mean, so now I want to say to the guys, less is more, but it goes in one ear, out the other.
But Undertaker said the same thing on this show.
Of
Big
course,
Show
yeah.
said the same thing on this show. Now here you are, the GOAT,
Yeah.
saying this on this show.
Yeah, well, because Taker for sure has been around to see it all. You know, that match with Shawn and Taker when Shawn retired is one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. And yes, did they do each other's stuff and all that?
Yeah.
But what made that match so good was the way they sold each other.
Right.
Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, kids today don't understand that. You can't judge that, but it's because of the limited opportunity they have to work with other people. They've got that 4 or 5 man unit. And once that's gone, what is different for me and so many people is from Brody to Steamboat to Stan Hansen to Shawn Michaels to the great Khali to Andre the Giant. Taker, I mean, I've wrestled them all. I actually wrestled Andre in 3 single matches. How absurd is that? I looked at Eddie Graham like I'm looking at you right now and
Yeah.
said, Eddie, you gotta be kidding me. No, go buy it. Well, Orlando was sold out. Takes me over in a headlock. And I go, Andre, what are you gonna do now? He said, boss, we just take it easy. I said, well, slam me or something. He said, nah, boss, just listen. Okay, laying there in a headlock. You can't even see my little feet going like this. He was so big. But I mean, I had so much fun with him. What a great guy.
What were you able to learn from a guy like Andre the Giant? Or did you?
I didn't really learn anything from Andre. I met
But
him.
other than the fact, hey, if he said we're just going to lay here, we're going to lay
Yeah.
here.
No, I met, I drove him around. We started in Montreal, Jean Ferrer. Vern brought him in, and Vern put me in charge of driving him around.
Yeah.
I'm sure he never forgot it, because I was his Timmy White before Timmy White.
Yeah.
And I would drive him like from Minneapolis down Chicago to the old amphitheater, and then I would take him out, meet Rush Street, and I'd take him in the bar. Hello, girls. Yeah, it's me and the Jan. Yeah. He just,
Yeah.
the guy had no privacy. Anywhere he went, and after he got famous, I mean, to me, he was like there with Muhammad Ali. Wherever he went, he
Right.
could never get privacy.
Yeah.
And boy, if he saw you walking through an airport and he was between flights, boss. I remember one time Luger was walking through Chicago and Luger was on his way to come somewhere to wrestle me, and he said that Andre pulled him in. Luger showed up at the show. He could hardly walk. He didn't give you a choice. He said, drink. And,
Yeah.
I mean, he gave you a choice. You could walk away, but it was just the way things were back then.
I've always said that Hulk Hogan is one of the best guys ever of reading a crowd.
Oh, God, for sure.
And he would sell for anybody.
Exactly.
And he was vulnerable. He was just larger than life person and character, but he would really sell, and he knew just how to get that audience to respond. Terry could work.
Yep.
He knew the mechanics of work, but I mean, he's a big guy and a big body, so, big man style. You were the guy who, in your prime, 240?
Yeah, 235, 240.
In that
yep.
range.
Yep.
And at 6'1", and the ultimate
Yeah.
bumping machine. But what I always liked about you was your action, whether it was, the Brodies of the world or the Dusties or somebody smaller than you, just making people and your storytelling. But what I really appreciated, just the way you read a crowd. Because, like, if I'm watching a Ric Flair match, and I've watched a million of them, you can shine a guy up, you'll grind him down, you'll get heat, or there's that preliminary work that you're putting in before you really go to that trademark leg work, which only sets up the figure 4. But when I watch you work, you just have this innate ability of, hey man, there's time for some action here. And then that's in the form of a high spot, you know, with the psychology applied to the time at hand. So what enabled you just to read a crowd so well and to say, hey, I got to get these people off their ass or they're coming down. Here's what we do. I was good at it
Yeah.
because I listened. I'm deaf, but I listen.
Yeah,
But you're the
think-
master.
And I tell people that to this day, and I don't think, and I know that the guys that go out there and work on all this, but until you walk through the curtain and you're in front of the 10 or 20,000 people, whatever it is, you don't know what the reaction is going to be. Every crowd is different. It could be 100 miles down the road. Town's going to be totally different. We never know, right? So I just believe that if a guy like a Steve Austin, a Steamboat, Hogan, Ricky Morton was another guy, Kerry Von Erich, why would you ever cut them off, ever, when they're just blowing the roof off the joint? When they finally are through blowing the roof off, then get them down. A little bit, let them have it come back, and then really hit it hard. That's been my philosophy, especially like tag matches. When, like Ole got so mad at me one night, we're Philadelphia. It's me, Ole, Arn, and Tully against Dusty, the Road Warriors, and Nikita. And Dusty's wearing Road Warrior paint in the old Civic Center, 10,000, right? And they were insane. And we just fed them, boom, 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 boom. Dusty doing everything right, hit us all. Road Warrior slamming it. And always going, cut him off. I said, cut him off for what? Why? We get a little heat, you know, Arn finally catch somebody in a spine buster or the DDT, 5 minutes of heat and you go home. But entertain them
Right.
for 30 minutes, you know? And that, you know, that was just my philosophy. If they're buying it, they came to see. They didn't come to see Stone Cold go out there and be laying around getting this shit kicked out of them. I mean, this, you know, which is my word.
Yeah, yeah.
They came to see you kick ass. Take your guy in the corner, stomp him 35 times. Back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I got to memorize it. Like Sean. Sean walked out the door, his entrance, I mean, he turned it around for different reasons, but his old entrance, I mean, and Hogan, I mean, but like Tampa, I said it last night to your wife and to Wendy. She had never seen you, she'd seen you in a stadium, but never in a arena. Tampa, Ice Palace, boom. The music, what I can't imitate it, but the crowd was there. And you can stand there for 5 minutes. I'm watching this now in Tampa. 5 minutes before they sit down, you say one word, what? Then you got to calm them down for 5 more minutes. And then you start your promo. That's called being over. Now, I'm telling you, me and Hogan are sitting there watching that, and I'm thinking to myself, this is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, but actually,
And all you're doing was rehashing what we did yesterday.
yeah, but actually, and what I was doing, I was actually reading the crowd because just
Yeah.
like you said, you can feel it when you go out there, and every
Jesus,
crowd is different.
what?
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking a gauge, and then I'm seeing where I can go.
Exactly.
Based on that experiment.
Yeah.
And I process things pretty quick. I
Yeah,
say,
but
okay,
you
I
did
think I
that.
got
You
'em.
did that your whole career up there.
Well, yeah. But I'm talking about just movement within a match, where we're segueing all the places. I want to go back to, you know, like, I remember back in our WCW days, I modeled my career, my early part of my career after you because I was so influenced by you and I just looked up to
thank you.
And a lot of people back in the day, because I had a little bit of an athletic style, hey, this might be the next Ric Flair. Well, we both know that there's never going to be another Ric Flair.
No, that's
But
not true.
nonetheless, man, we'd go in there and we had some 6-mans, whether it was Anderson, South Carolina,
Sure.
those kind of
Yeah.
local TV tapings we used to do when we were all based out of Atlanta. You're probably still in Charlotte, spent a lot of time in the dungeon
yep.
where a lot of crazy
I was
things
out
happen.
at the Marriott.
We had some 6-man tags out there, and I'm thinking, hey, man, you know, this guy, he's getting a little bit older now. I said, I'm going to show him what's up tonight.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm standing on the apron, and all of a sudden, you go out there and just start going into Ric Flair mode. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, you got a long ways to go before you
Well,
get
I
to
just
where
knew
you're at.
Sting so well. We're always. I just said to you, You got plenty of time to do this.
Yeah.
And you did. I mean,
It was really interesting because you know how competitive the business is,
Yeah.
and I think you were so successful because you took it so serious. And I was too, but when all of a sudden the guy that you're measuring yourself against, all of a sudden you're out there in the ring with him and you're watching him doing work, you know, up close and personal, it's like, dude, you ain't never gonna be Flair. Your days as a world champion. I mean, you travel all over the place. You're doing 60-minute matches. And so I take you to the Royal Rumble in 1992.
Yeah.
You entered at the number 3 spot. You wrestled for over an hour. You come out being the world champion. It was really one of the most entertaining Royal Rumbles, you know, I've ever seen. Here we go. Davey Boy's in the ring. Davey looks like $1 million.
Davey Boy? Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
There's a buzzer. Now. Oh, yes. Damn it. It's Ric Flair.
I'd been out all night long with DiBiase the night before.
What's your mindset as you walk out here? Are you
I
nervous?
mean, I was so happy to be there. No, not nervous at all. There's Kerry that
Yeah.
turned up the tornado. The discus punch.
Watch this. Whoa!
22 minutes for Flair and counting. That means 26 to Davey Boy's gone. Davey Boy's out.
Sean was so good.
Yeah, God, are you kidding me? Unreal.
Boss Man was over.
Yes.
What a great big man.
Yeah, it's so sad all
Jake.
that he got.
Yeah. That was nice. Ray could clip you. God
Oh, yeah.
dang.
Yeah, he was a working fool.
Almost didn't make it over, but he did. Okay, finally the action settled down. The guys fixed to start coming back in. But here you go.
Entertainment value.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
How old were you here in 92?
42.
42.
Four-
God
no,
dang, man.
42 or 43.
Yeah. See, I like the way you're playing the exhaustion here. Boy, here comes
Yeah.
your bud,
Yeah.
Roddy Piper, running down the ring. Oh, no. Look at the entertainment here. Look at the beg off. There's Piper, House of Fire.
Yeah.
Piper was great because he was just
Oh,
so
God.
wild.
How long's it been now?
It's been over an hour for
Flair.
Flair.
That's definitely not fair to Flair to be there that long.
Look at him. Up there. Oh, Savage is gone.
Oh my God.
And look at Flair.
Look at him. He
Still
keeps coming.
dishing out the punishment.
He's still coming at him.
I don't believe it.
Finish of the match here. Sid's going to take advantage of the situation. And you're going to get a little assistance here.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. Hulkster holding on, trying to pull him out.
Okay, there you go. That's all you need. It's almost kind of the way I got a couple of guys out in a Royal Rumble myself. Did you ever get tired during that match because of all the 60-minute Broadways and all the training that you did? Did you like Royal Rumbles? Because they can be a real pain in the ass to work. By the same token, they can be really fun. And you were very active, doing a lot of stuff with a lot of guys in that match.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You know, that when people talk about this, I never thought of this as being like a great match. But I think what
For a Royal Rumble, it was a good match.
Well, yeah, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying though is I think what made it great is there's like 20 guys in the Hall of Fame in that ring right there.
That was half of my point
I know.
because everybody was so over.
They were so over.
Yeah.
The big difference in walking into a battle royal now, where 10 of the 30 guys mean something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh,
So
100%.
it's even harder for the marquee guys that the company's building. And it's really hard for a guy they're trying to build to start from the bottom. And you're going to have those ups and downs and those lulls.
Right.
Because there's only really room for a handful of people to get that attention. And they build these TV shows, with the idea that all this stuff they're building is going to all come to fruition within the body of the Royal Rumble. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, in terms of the crowd.
Right. All right, so now you're the World Heavyweight Champion for the WWE.
and you cut this promo to back the performance up.
All right, by virtue of winning the Royal Rumble, we have a brand new World Wrestling Federation champion as the press watches on. At this time to present.
And you look fresh as a daisy here.
Well, I wasn't tired for the match.
No, I know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you've done so many 60-minute Broadways.
Let me just say, after Vito distorting the belt to proclaim me the real world champion, I'm going to tell you all with a tear in my eye, this is the greatest moment in my life. When you walk around this world and you tell everybody you're number one, the only way you get to stay number one is to be number one. And this is the only title in the wrestling world that makes you number one. When you are the king of the WWF, you rule the world.
Okay, very good. Ric Flair, you have made world. Put that cigarette out. You have made World Wrestling
Gene
Federation
Quest,
history
right?
here tonight.
It's the greatest moment of my life. I want to jump. I want to party. But I got to tell you like this. For the Hulk Hogans and the Macho Mans and the Pipers and the Sids, now it's Ric Flair. And y'all pay homage to the man. Woo! I love it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up. We hope you have enjoyed your Royal Rumble. For my
All right, tell me
broadcast
about that. There's a lot of elements going on here.
I drank at least 12 martinis with Mr. Okerlund that night at the Hilton Hotel
Afterwards.
in Albany, New York. Yes.
That's a great shot.
Yeah.
I love that shot. When you say real world champion,
Yes. I was sticking it to him. Screw him.
take it to the other side.
Yep.
NWA.
Yeah. See, now when I left there the first time, that I had no self-confidence issues. I didn't. That was. I was ready to go.
Yeah.
So when I landed in the WWE the first day, Dayton TV, I was ready to go. My self-confidence started in the late '80s. It's a whole different time. But that was, I was good to go.
But what did you mean by the tear in my eye?
I don't know, just stuff when I'm, how I am. I'm thinking on the move. Nothing I rehearsed, nothing anybody wrote down for me. I was just thinking to myself, here I am. These guys didn't want me, trying to run me out of town, and here I am with the big guy. I'm not driving a Chevrolet right now, man. I'm in a Mercedes-Benz. And we've always been. There was a time when the NWA, as you grew up on, was it. And the WWE at that time, not here, but earlier, was a regional 5-state area. But in the NWA, the guys couldn't get along, and they found cracks in the wall. And this guy, Vince, said, hey, I'm taking over the world, man. My dad, didn't like me doing this, but I'm doing it my way. And as a result of that, I'm there, and that was the biggest deal, much bigger. I would never have conceded that when I was NWA champion, but it's a different world now.
You saying this promo about staying number one, about this being the only title. You considered yourself for a shoot as the best wrestler
Yes.
on planet Earth at that time.
Yes.
For a shoot.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think I look at it like that. I probably wasn't as confident as I was when I was 35, but yeah, I knew that I was.
No, but I mean, that's the mindset. I mean,
Yeah, well, yeah,
because,
yeah.
as you're talking about going to talk to these different professional sports teams, whether it's NFL,
Yeah.
MLB, whatever.
Like I do
NBA,
now, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a mindset of a champion. And so, yeah, maybe the outcome is predetermined,
Yeah.
but hey, man, we take what we do very seriously.
Oh, yeah.
And you look at the business, or I look at the business with many the same ideas or the way you do.
Yeah.
It's a shoot to me.
Yeah.
It's a work,
was to me,
but it's
too.
a shoot.
Of course it
and,
is.
And that comes out in that promo,
Yeah.
and that's the legitimacy of
Yeah.
the business and the presentation.
Well, and that's too, Steve. That defines the guys that become great. Sacrifice everything. You did. I did. There's no laundry list of guys. You sacrifice everything. That's what makes our business, our sport, different. Because other guys, they can fall back on stuff. In this business, When you're going for it, man, you can't. There's no second flight. There's not, you're not going to sit in row 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to this day, I mean, it goes on. It's a 365-day-a-year business, and you got to be ready to go. You don't call in sick. You go. If you're on the marquee, you're there.
There was a couple of guys in that club, Jack Tunney, but Mr. Perfect, Bobby the Brain Heenan,
Yep.
Gene Okerlund, guys that are no longer with us.
Real Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Bobby Heenan, the greatest manager of all time.
Agreed.
Yep. And believe it or not, because I don't think you probably ever got to see it, Bobby Heenan in the 70s when I met him, one of the top 20 workers in the business. Did you ever see him work a full match?
No.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Bobby Heenan, you've seen him bump.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Nothing, but in the 70s, you've never seen him like in his leotard?
Oh,
having a
yes,
match?
yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, Bobby Heenan could work. I mean, unbelievable. When I say great worker, I don't mean like for an hour and that, but I mean excitement.
Yeah.
Bobby could really work and put it like that.
Just going back to some of the guys that were, in that clip, but there were so many Hall of Famers, like you said,
Yeah.
they're in that match, and you wrestled Kerry on a couple,
Many times.
important occasions. What do you remember of Kerry Von Erich?
Phenomenal athlete, the nicest kid in the world. Just lost.
Many people don't understand how over the Von Erichs were.
Unreal.
You do.
I do.
And in Texas.
Yeah. No, I tell people this is something I get asked all the time. The 5 most over guys I've ever wrestled in my life are you and Hogan, Kerry Von Erich. Believe it or not, for that time frame, I'm going to throw Dusty, of course, right?
Yes.
But that 5th one, believe it or not, that was over in the Carolinas was Ricky Morton. Me getting him down and me doing that thing to his face and that, I mean, Ricky Morton, those teenage girls it was insanity. And we did 9 hours one week. You know about that, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows the story. We go 30 minutes. I let them beat me up. It was riotous.
Yeah.
And the rib was Arn had to come out halfway through the match. He'd already wrestled. He wanted to go.
Yeah.
And out came Robert Gibson, and they had to sit out the hour. Nobody got involved, but they had to sit out there like cheer the guy on, right? But Ricky Morton was overboard.
I know that the Rock and Roll as a team was over
Yeah.
like crazy, and that high shrill pop they used
Yeah.
to get when their music hit, because
And Morton was a
everybody
working
loved him,
fool.
but the girls loved him. Ricky is in my top category right there with Steamboat.
Oh,
But
yeah.
because he's in a tag team, he doesn't get considered for a lot of
Yeah.
accolades.
Yeah,
Ricky Morton
phenomenal.
was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Why didn't Flair versus Hogan happen in WWE for
I don't know.
WrestleMania 8?
I don't know.
Were you guys working house shows?
We did, and I've heard 3 different stories. One is that they were having a cash flow problem, so they put us in the arenas first, which automatically, in my mind, killed it. I was ever upset about it or anything. I never even asked, but I think ultimately the reason was I don't think Vince and Hulk were coming to terms. I think Vince had different ideas. Hogan had
Thunder in Paradise.
Thunder in Paradise.
Yeah.
Looking at him, he was leaving, and I don't think he felt like dropping the belt to me. So I had it, and then, of course, I gave it to Randy, and that was the last time we saw Liz. And Randy was in a bad way, and I went back around, and I finally got dropped on my head with the Warrior in Phoenix, and I put it on Brett, and then Vince said to me, "You can either come, do a favor for Razor Ramon, or you can go back to, because I'm going younger, or you can go back to WCW because Watts is calling me every day." So I had the best year and a half ever. Hulk, Piper, Brett, Taker a little bit, DiBiase. I mean, I had the best possible year and a half in the world, and had more fun. I mean, I had 80s fun with those guys.
Right.
Oh, God. The European tours, Taker. I mean, I've had a lot of fun with him. I lost a couple Rolexes along the way with Taker,
How many think you lost?
4.
Really? And they're all gold ones.
Oh, the gold with diamonds.
Yeah, you don't believe in stainless steel.
No, never.
Tell me about a little bit about Sting, because you wrestled Sting on the first and the final Nitro. But when Sting came around, you know, I was really watching. I was in Dallas, and Sting had a tremendous career, and they call him the icon. But it starts with you, because I believe, you know, you're the guy that got him over. Am I wrong? I mean, he was going to get there,
I had
but I
something
mean,
to do with it. But they don't give Sting enough credit.
no, I do.
Because, no, you do, because
Yeah.
I'm talking about people that write about it. To take a kid and tell him to go 60 minutes, which ended up being 55 minutes, you know, on that Clash of Champions. And, you know, Steve's not an aggressive guy. He's just laid back, nicest guy in the world, another guy that you just can't say, I can't say enough good about him. And put him in the ring and, like, entrust me to do this with him. But he was so natural. If you work within the limitations of what he had, because it's hard to go 50 minutes.
Here we go! Here we go! Here it comes! Here it comes! With 30 seconds, he's locked in! He won't give up! What a battle, Tony! The National Wrestling Alliance and two of the greatest!
But he was over, and by the end of that match, he was over big time. Sting, I just can't say enough good about it. And to go 50 minutes, and he never took a deep breath. And he was out there inside. We did it, and
Yeah, but you know, not even talking about that. Just talking about the matches you guys had. I mean,
yeah.
you knew
Well,
how
on
to
that
shine
particular
him
night.
up. Yeah,
I mean, I did it. I should have figured out a way to get to the rope, have him drive me back, but he had me in it so hard I couldn't get to the rope.
yeah. But just with the painted up face, the spiked blonde hair,
God,
you know,
handsome.
you know, yeah, handsome, good looking
Great
guy.
physique, yeah.
You know, so you guys are just, you know, the chemistry was there.
Yeah, I wrestled him probably as many times, not as Steamboat, but close. And we were married like, God, what, 5, 6, 7, 8 years?
Exactly.
Yeah. And to this day, when I see him, he's just one of the nice guys. I mean, it's like, you know, I know when I see you that I'm going to see a positive guy that has had a great career, having a great time in his life right now, happily married, no worries. It's just Steve Austin. I see Sting, same thing. Whatever he decided to do with his personal life, he's at peace with himself. And I can't think of a lot of guys. Steamboat, the same way. I can't think of a lot of other guys that right now in their juncture in life, the careers behind them, not financial problems, but just look how long it took me to find Wendy.
Yeah.
And thank God I did, because I was still out there making bad choices. Nobody else made them for me. I made them, and I couldn't settle down. But the girl right there, Wendy, 31 days by my side, never left the ER, never left ICU, nothing. So, you know what Vince did? He walked up in LA, gave me the check for Saudi before I left. You don't do that.
Right.
And he said to me that this is here, I get it. Maybe this will make her feel better.
Yeah.
Bingo. But he doesn't do that. You know that.
Yeah.
He does not pay in advance.
Yeah.
They let that money earn interest.
I know, but yeah, I'm the same way, man. No.
All this you have here don't mean nothing. You're not with her.
No.
And you're happy. And how many of us have it?
How long did it take us to find it?
Exactly. Well, you know, you've had it for 15 years. I've had it for 7. I think you said last night you guys have been together. But my God, and I'm 20 years older than you. So look how long it took me. 63 years. And man, I've been rich, I've been poor, I've been rich, I've been to rehab, I've owed the IRS 1 million once, 2 million once. I'm even, no bankruptcy, and I can probably count $1 million that I got right now. Maybe 1.5, and everything's paid for. And I need Wendy to buy me a boat.
Now, if you could go back,
Yeah,
would you
go ahead.
change a lot of things? I think it all goes back to the moderation thing, right?
No, but it's just me with bad choices, Steve. I was so wild, God.
I wasn't as
No,
wild as you.
I'm watching. You were never as wild as me.
Oh,
trust me.
no, I'm not in the same
No,
category.
I don't want you,
ballpark.
but I don't
Yeah.
want you to think
Yeah.
you were. That's not. I'm not
Yeah.
slighting you. It's like Hunter said
Yeah.
himself. There's two things about Ric Flair. There's the good side and the part that you probably want to just look at and say, "Well, how is that possible?" Not admire it. I have lived. Now that I'm here,
Yeah.
I can see this comfortably. The choices I made with women, and nobody made me do that. Choices I made, paying alimony to 3 women, right, at one time, plus paying lawyers, like bottom out, and bingo. I owed Vince, I paid back Vince, and he told me to declare bankruptcy. I owed him, he gave me 800 grand loan. Told me to declare bankruptcy. I knew that I couldn't live with myself if I did. Plus, Ric Flair. Some reasons I'm still still headlines. He finally declared. I mean, but I told you last night. I mean, I'm even Steven, and I'm good and making money. And to this, not like you, not Austin in demand, but Ric Flair in demand.
Hey,
They're gonna make a movie about me. Nobody will believe it, but
I know, and it's going to be great. Talk to me about Undertaker at WrestleMania 18.
he made me.
Because was this?
I
a period
told
when you
him
had-
there's 2 guys that made me in the business. Him. Well, Sean at the end of my run, Sean did, of course, but he and Harley. I tell Taker all the time, Harley made me. If Harley hadn't showed up for Starrcade, which was iffy because of the snow and there was some other stuff
Yes.
going on, which you probably have heard about. Harley had not showed up there. Number one, NWA would have been dead. But he made me, and then when I was at the absolute worst possible place for self-confidence, Hunter came to me and said, Taker wants to work with you on 18. I said, Taker does? Like, really? Well, I couldn't believe it. So I got
Taker
to-
picked you.
Yeah. So so we worked out a little angle.
So what did you think when you heard that news?
Well, I was sitting out by the ring. You know, I just had a hard time fitting in when I first came back, Steve. I mean, I'm so much older than all the guys, right?
It's different.
You know, yeah, I'm 20 years older than you, 20 years older than him, Hunter, I mean, everybody, Sean. But Hunter kept saying, yeah, we got, because I was never going to wrestle. I'm just going to be the GM. That's all I was ever going to do. And then somebody didn't come to Atlanta one night, and I went from being a GM to, let me think, wrestling Brock.
Always comes back to me. This is about you.
I was a co-owner. What the hell? Where's your stuff? I said, why? He said, you're wrestling it. I said, I own part of the company. Not tonight, you don't. You're wrestling Lesnar. No. Why me?
Is this going to happen right
I'll
now?
tell you what, this is going to be an awesome matchup.
You gotta be kidding me! He scores!
The referee did not see that. Flair went downstairs.
Now Lesnar's like a declawed kitten.
Another low blow, the second low blow.
I can't remember if we talked to this when we were down at my ranch. You came down and did a
Yeah.
podcast, and you got out of limousine. and
That
go, where
ranch,
am I?
Afghanistan,
And
yeah,
like you
please.
couldn't believe that I had a triple wide and a double wide joined together
No.
in the middle of nowhere.
And I would hardly call that a ranch.
Yeah,
right?
we might have already talked about that, but that was they wanted me to lose to Brock for no reason.
No, I know. I'm making a joke.
I mean, no, I'm just saying
Yeah.
it was just such a
course.
bad decision. I said I ain't doing it, and there's
Yeah.
been a couple of roadblocks thrown at me prior to that, and I was like, I think you're testing me, or they got to be f***ing with me in some way, shape, or form because some of this business just ain't
Yeah,
making sense.
yeah.
And I said, finally, f- you,
Yeah,
I'm out of
yeah.
here. I handled it in the wrong way.
No, you didn't.
No, I should have showed up and looked at Vince and said, hey, I ain't doing it.
Well, you
But hell,
told
I went
them.
to San Antonio. I was on Southwest drinking Bloody Marys.
No, I saw you the night before.
I know because
Hey,
we were wrestling the
you
cage.
gave me the-
I was like a kid in
You
the
said,
candy
hey,
store.
you see tomorrow, kid? I said, okay. But I never figured how that was going to impact my career.
I loved working with you.
Oh,
I
we
just
had
always
that fun.
wished that you and I would have crossed paths when you were at your
Younger,
peak
yeah.
and I was at my peak. but you know, it just lined up the way it did. But you were in the business of making people. You were or are Nature Boy Ric Flair. So how did Undertaker make you or give you that confidence back? 'Cause that's
Well,
hard for me to comprehend. And you
yeah,
know, Undertaker is way high on the list of people who have had careers on this business as being
Oh my
phenomenal.
God, yeah. No, because
That's the greatest gimmick of all time.
yeah, it is by far. Well, not only a great gimmick, but he's a great worker.
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
he was the
it's-
perfect guy to do that because
Exactly.
no one else
Yeah.
could have.
Well, Hunter came to me, and Taker asked, and I was in shock, you know. And then I got with Taker, and he said, "Yeah," and I go, but I'm going, yeah, but I'm thinking, how can I pull this off? And I still didn't have it. Even going down to the ring, I'm thinking, God, do I have this? Because he came down on a Harley and
Well,
jumped
that's
in.
a shitty feeling when you're in the
I
ring
know,
wondering
I
if you
know,
got
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't nothing like going to the ring, is there,
No,
Rick?
God, Montreal.
I always like your punches. Here we go.
Here it is. I missed the flip, and I'll never forget this. Back to me in the corner, he said, "Can you make it this time, kid?" And I said, "I think so." He said, "You gotta watch out for the boot."
Taker's always good about protecting
Yeah,
his
yeah,
cause
oh,
as
yeah.
well. Kind of ventriloquist
Yeah,
action.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Well,
There you go. Oh, nice bump.
Once I took it, boot, I was home.
Going old school here.
Yeah.
You got the crimson mask going here.
Yeah.
Now look at Ric Flair. I get it now, Ric Flair. Oh, wait.
Color always worked great with you as it did for me, but you had
yeah.
that blonde landscape to work with.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a shot. And another hard shot. Well, the Undertaker's got that. Wait a minute. There's Arn Anderson. What? Arn Anderson with a spine buster. Where in the hell did he come from?
You know what's funny? When Arn hit him, that spine buster, they thought we had him.
Yeah. There is nothing like that feeling, is there?
No, but if I'd had a physique, there's no telling where I could have gone.
Okay, probably a tombstone here.
Yeah.
Both men have beaten the hell out of each other. I think Flair was just covered with blood. Here's what we want to see anyway. Oh, my God. Now the tombstone. No! Oh!
Yeah. You know, I walked back through the curtain there, and Jack Lanza, a good friend of both of ours, said, "You pulled it off, you old son of a bitch."
I love Lanza.
Yeah, God.
Now, when you talk about the physique, I thought you had the perfect wrestler's physique. Because, you know, you got your body guys, you got your big guys, you know, or your big men.
When I was younger, I think I was okay, but geez, at this point, I'm a cosmetic nightmare.
No, but I thought you had the perfect wrestler's body. I mean, you always had the
Not-
guns.
Not at 56. I'm 56 there.
I know,
Or
but
55,
yeah,
yeah.
but how many guys could do what you're doing at 55?
Well, look at you. You're 50 right now, 52.
yeah,
Look
yeah.
at you right now.
Yeah, my arms look pretty good, but I can't do what you just did.
But what you saw with me and Taker, then I'd walk away and saying to myself, nobody else, what if I had been me? And I don't think I've ever have been since the WCW days where they just boom, boom, boom. I was just a shell of myself, like the match that Vince and I had at the Rumble in Atlanta. They wanted to wrestle me. Now think about this. I go over to Vince McMahon and said, "I want to talk to you. This is me, and I am lost, and I'm going to wrestle Vince." And he has tears in his eyes. He said, "I just want you to know this is going to be one of the coolest moments of my life to wrestle you." Now, how do you think I'm computing this when I can't find myself? It's like Shane in Japan. Shane and I did a spot in Japan, and he goes, "Man, I can't tell you how cool this is for me to be in the ring with you." I went from being that guy where people were like, "God, you know, thank you for this moment," to being here today with you, calling me the greatest of all time. It's a roller coaster.
Good stuff. We make me start crying.
How lucky am I to have people hold me in that regard? To be you with here today, 71 years old tomorrow.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
How long did that last?
I had it real bad when I came back in 2001. I battled it the whole time, up and down until I retired with Sean. Once you've lost it, it's really hard to reel it in. Like the cage match I had on Taboo Tuesday with Hunter in San Diego. Once I got going, I was fine. Different things triggered me finding a level of comfort.
What about the evolution, Ron?
Great. Another example, though, these guys have given me so much. And I mean, I can't put into words what that meant. You know, here's Hunter, comes to me and says, I got this idea. And of course, look at this kid right here is the best worker in the business right now. Randy, to me,
Yeah.
all around. If he can't do it, he can take it.
Right.
Does that make sense? And here's Hunter and Dave. Look where Dave's going to the Hall of Fame. I was just going to manage him at first. Sure enough, Hunter's got me working. And he would say to me, everybody in the business knows who you are. You don't have to prove anything to yourself. But go out there and do what you've done. You know, be happy. But I couldn't. When you lose it, Steve, it's hard to get it back. It's a real issue. Never thought about anything. And I knew when I walked out the door, no one could touch me. When that disappears, boy, it's from here to ground zero.
What kind of advice were you giving these guys, Randy Orton and Dave Batista? I mean, like,
Oh,
you
easy.
guys
I
are
would just
going
tell,
down the road.
well, Randy, and I kid Bob about it now, Randy would have a match, you know, and then he'd go and talk to his dad. And Bobby, you know, came up in a different area. Because Randy was like worried about selling and stuff like that. I knew who was talking to him because I wrestled his dad. So there, Randy, like, here's the deal. All the respect in the world to your dad, okay? This is a different time. We all sell. You know, I mean, Randy was, but he'd say to me, you know, God, guy's smaller than us. It was like Dean Malenko or whatever, right? I'd say, you know what? There's no size in this business. But Dave was just right there, ready to go, and just both so respectful and so nice. Of course, I sold some Rolex watches for Rolex.
But that rub really helped those guys.
Yeah, I guess.
You know.
It helped me. I need my third ring shortly.
Hey, okay, you're in as, you know, Ric
Yes.
Flair. You're in as
Four Horsemen.
Four Horsemen. Do you think Evolution could go in and you could be a three-time?
If I live long. I know they're going to go in. It's just if I live long enough. Are you kidding?
What do you think about Dave Batista going in this
I
year?
love it. I love it. Happy for him.
So Randy's going to go in there too. I mean, it's just
Eventually,
whenever
yeah.
he gets out of the
They're both
business.
going to go.
Yeah.
Randy will go into single, both of them, and then they'll both go into this Evolution. You know, we were a big part of that show at that time. We got Goldberg over. A lot of guys came in that we got over in that thing, you know.
Right.
We all fit. When Bill first came in, first guys he got to, he started with Evolution tag matches, and then the last guy was Hunter, and then, and plus I got to work with all those guys in singles, too. So Randy, I mean, on my way out, Randy did a favor. The deal was, if you lose, you're gone, right? And Randy was the last guy in Charlotte. I went to Orlando, and then Sean.
When we were talking earlier about the Royal Rumble from '92, Shawn Michaels was in that match. Very seasoned guys out there. When we go back and speak of Shawn Michaels, because y'all would have a tremendous match at WrestleMania 24, in which, you know, you would retire temporarily.
Yeah.
My question is, your thoughts on Shawn Michaels? I consider Shawn Michaels, just as far as the things that he could do, the greatest performer in the ring that I've ever seen, as far as being able to encompass anybody's style,
Yeah.
do anything, athleticism,
totally agree.
bump. I mean, he is just amazing, and I've just never seen him screw anything up.
Yeah. That's the greatest moment in my career, get into the match. He looked at me, and no one's ever said this to me. Don't say a word. just follow me. This is my night, and it's your night. Let's do it. And walk out door. And I got out there and I tied up. I started saying something. I said, I told you to shut up. Follow me. And basically, he had a match with himself, which is not the first time, because Shawn was that great.
My question is, when you just told me that, you lock up with Shawn Michaels, he tells you don't say a word.
Yeah.
I know when Ric Flair's calling a match, just because I know the rhythm of the match. I know you because I've studied you, and I just love your body of work. And Shawn, I hold in the highest regard as well. How was it for you, for this younger guy to say, I got this, I'm calling it?
It took me like 15 minutes in a match to get where I was
Settle in?
comfortable. Then I started thinking to myself, God, how good could it have been if I was on my game? Here. And to this day, I deal with that because I can't tell people. I can say, Shawn led me in that. And they go, oh, yeah, right. But they don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, it's not,
And
because I get it.
Well, I don't think I've, if you have been, I've never sensed that you've been insecure or you've lost your self-confidence. I don't see that in Steve Austin.
Well, maybe not. Yeah, okay. I see where you're
Yeah,
coming from.
I mean, when you lose your self-confidence, it is so hard. People can pat you on the back, you can drink, and okay, you feel good then, but then you wake up with the same feeling, you know. And it wasn't about my everyday life, but getting in the ring, 59 years old, right? And I'm wrestling Shawn Michaels. There's 75,000 people, and they're giving me a reaction I never expected. I mean, think about it. To me, I mean, everybody's got a great retirement. This is a 3-day gig for me. Hall of Fame. All my friends have come from the country. Shawn. And then the next night they have me come to Raw. I mean, who gets a retirement like that, right?
That
And
was
then-
obviously highly emotional.
Oh, God, I was lost.
Here we go. And I think it's like, look, man, here's this fighting spirit from you, the grizzled veteran. I'm sorry, I love you.
Yeah.
My God, what a shot! Michaels, will it be? Yes!
Look at that.
I know.
Talk to me about what you're feeling right here and just taking that kick and waiting for the cover.
I'm overwhelmed by the crowd, Steve. I mean, look at it.
But they knew this was it.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm the luckiest guy in the world.
This
mean,
is a standing
I know.
ovation gorilla
I know.
that, you know, some people hear about, maybe some people never seen, or with everything that's been available now, you sometimes see that. But
Yeah, look at John. I mean,
are you sad at this point?
I'm still in shock at the reaction from everybody. Look at there's Steamboat. It was a lot.
There's Dusty.
Yeah. So many great things with Dusty. What do you say?
What did you think about your TNA run?
I needed the money and I had fun. Easy. Steve, I got there at 3 o'clock and I was back at the hotel in the bar at 7. That's when I was really roaring. Kurt was there, Sting was there, Hogan was there. I hated working for Bischoff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a sham.
But
I
you
needed
were-
the money.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And I apologize to Vince profusely for even doing it. But very simply, I needed the money. And I had a good time with the guys, you know. I didn't have to do anything.
But it sounded like
And I like Bruce Pritchard, too. very
yeah,
much.
but it sounded like, I mean, you were like me. I mean, I got dropped on my head, and then finally, you know, I had to get out of the business. But I didn't have an exit strategy, and so you never had an exit strategy either, right?
No.
Because I mean, it's
No,
supposed to
well,
last forever.
No, but I look back on it now. And if my brand is what it is, and that's a key word for guys like you and me now. If we're getting, commercials coming at us, so that word brand, a word I never heard of until 5 years ago. My brand? What is my brand? Well, your brand is, you got to quit being whatever you are wrong because people are looking at you. So if I had had a manager that managed me and knew what social media was, like I look at your thing, this is where I'm at now, right? So I'll say to Wendy, I want to be like Steve Austin. Where's that? See, you're smart. I'm smart. I'm just lazy and irresponsible. You're responsible. I'm irresponsible. But now I have someone that makes me be responsible and takes care of me. Me, Steve, I'm just same way I wrestled my whole career. First plane, check out the deal. My credit card bounces. It might work. It might not. Call the bank. You're talking about lifetime. You've always been responsible.
No, I don't know. I've somehow gotten real lucky. I'm lucky I found my wife when I found her.
No, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've always been responsible.
Man, there was a time I was living really hard, really fast.
Yeah, but I don't
made a
remember
lot
you
of
being
bad-
irresponsible.
Well, I'm not going to throw myself under the bus, but I made as many bad decisions as you have. Man, I can't remember if I talked about this to you or asked this question just based on this, but when you had the plane crash, you broke your back in 3 different places. But before you had the plane crash, you were a really burly power lifter.
270. Well, I'd come down from 300.
Yeah, but at 270, 275, I don't think you'd have had the career that you ended up having.
No,
after
no way.
you lost the
No
weight
way.
after that.
I went down to 180 pounds.
I said,
Yeah.
I had a conversation with Bret Hart that, after I got dropped on my head by Owen, I turned more into a brawler, which fit the Stone Cold style. And that really kind of helped me, although it damn near killed me, it kind of helped me. That plane crash was a terrible thing. Someone lost their life there, and you suffered a broken back.
2 guys paralyzed.
2 guys. But I just don't think you'd had the same success. That's speculation, but
Yeah.
you ended up being the perfect size with the perfect style, with
Oh,
the
yeah.
perfect
No,
everything
listen,
to
the
greatest of all time.
It worked out to my advantage. And that's, point you just made about yourself, that was your style. You didn't have to be the guy you were against Steamboat.
But I was trying to be because I was trying to be you.
No, but I'm saying you were, but because of this, it changed you, and that was Stone Cold. They weren't paying to see you be
No.
like me or paying to see you be Steamboat. What drew the crowd was you, the energy, your interviews, the original. That's your stuff. Nobody wrote that down for you. I'm sitting home, and I'm watching. I go, Wendy, you could play it sometimes. 1 margarita, 2 hot dogs. Who wrote that down for you?
Nobody. but on that note, this is one thing that I've always wanted to know. Your state of animation and your passion that goes into a promo, because you're living and breathing. We're very much the same. Hey, man, I'm in. This stuff is real. Did anybody influence your promo style? How did you spin into that? Just the guy that was, I don't even call it overly confident, because it wasn't, I don't believe narcissistic. It was just cocky, confident, guy can do it all,
listen,
but highly animated.
I was living that life.
Okay.
I woke up animated.
But what kind of time did you put into thinking about promos, or how did you invent the material?
If you're a man, you don't cry about it. You take life, the ups and downs. If you're a real man, you never go down, you just stay up. That's why I'm the world champion. That's why the sport coat costs $800 and that costs $200. And I don't know what that costs, I'd be ashamed to wear it. That's why I'm wearing lizard shoes and a Rolex watch, and I got a limousine sitting out there a mile long with 25 women just dying for me to go, woo, because I'm the world champion, sucker.
I don't know, Steve. We'd be out to Buckhead till 4 in the morning, and you've lived in Atlanta, so you've done it. And get the TV at 9, and it was like I knew the Dream was going to talk, and was where he wrote it down. And if I knew if I was going out there first, I had to come up with some serious stuff because he was going to run me to the ground. So, and he had the book, he put it together, but he was really good about that. And I just had a great guy, just like you, with you and The Rock, right? Da-da. There
Right.
were. The 2
That
best
makes
at that
sense.
time.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you got a guy especially if you got a guy that can talk, right, as an opponent, you're going to have fun.
Yeah.
That's what makes it good, you know? And mine was easy. I mean, I was living a life. I was selling booze and women. Hogan was selling vitamins and milk. I don't think so, Jack. That's just a cover.
I like that. Cheers.
You were selling margaritas and beer, and now you got your own line of IPA.
Finally.
When they bring it to Atlanta, I'll start buying it.
Through everything that you've been through, I wanted to ask you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, from when you started or when you were a fan watching to now, what is your favorite era of the business?
The 80s. I think that would be the favorite era for fans. Here's the deal. NWA and early WCW, the 80s into the early 90s. Attitude Era, which was you, and you started it, you initiated it, and then they got Foley and Rock and Hunter and Sean came back. But I mean, the Attitude Era, as a guy that studies the business by watching it, it's Steve, it's Vince, and then a whole bunch of pieces around it. Me, WCW, it was the Four Horsemen, Dusty, the Road Warriors, Rock and Roll, Midnight. We were strong. I mean,
Damn right.
we had some guys like Buddy Landell. God rest his soul. Buddy Landell was a working fool. Did you ever see Buddy work?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Buddy Landell could go. If I look at it, they got Hogan, right? The rest of the guys didn't have to be good because they were like a traveling, not the word's not circus, but they were. It was like a rock band on tour, with the lead singer being Mick Jagger's Rolling Stones, and the guys didn't have to work. They had a gimmick, whether it was Bruce with the hair, Honky Tonk with the guitar, or whatever. And the guys that were good workers didn't have to be good. Ted DiBiase is one of the best workers I've ever worked with in my life. $1 Million Man, he didn't have to work. He just got in the ring and threw money around. That was my gimmick.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing for real.
Yeah.
Pat Patterson still says to me, that was your gimmick. I said, thanks. I was living it.
Yeah, the thing about DiBiase
Yeah.
was so good was he could work his ass
Oh,
off.
my
Then all of a
God.
sudden, you know, the
Yeah.
gimmick finally hits because he was always a tremendous
Yeah.
work, especially back in his Mid-South days working for Watts.
Oh, my God.
What is your favorite program you ever worked? I mean, because you had the trilogy of matches with Steamboat. I loved a lot of your matches with Barry Windham, who's
Oh, yeah, I love Barry.
so
yeah.
underrated or
Never
unheralded.
really a program with Barry.
Yeah, I know, not really
Yeah,
a program,
yeah.
but y'all had some
Yeah, Barry's
high-profile
a guy.
matches.
Well, Barry's another guy. He's a guy that should be in the Hall of Fame by himself, too. I mean,
Absolutely. But so
Yeah,
favorite
that's a whole
program
different
is my
subject.
question.
favorite program would have to be with Dusty
Yeah.
for so many years.
Yeah. Look at
He
that.
and I had
to me,
fun.
that just
Yeah.
that looks,
Yeah.
smells, and
Yeah.
feels like
Yeah.
pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Stale
Well,
beer, cigarette smoke.
First Starrcade, me and him, right?
Yeah.
16,000 jammed. I mean, riotous. He looked at me and said, kid, just like to open the Caesar's Palace. And you know, that's the thing. We found the dream. And so, bingo. And yeah, we had so much fun. I mean, and then it's like I was watching this thing today, as I mentioned earlier, the stuff with Colby and
Yeah.
Vanessa and the family. His funeral was obviously smaller than that, but he got that kind of respect. I mean, Vince and the whole crew came in. I mean, the guy was, and trust me, we didn't get along every day. We had arguments, you know what I mean? Like, I'd have a world title match, and then the Bunkhouse Stampede would go on last. He'd want me to go up and beat the Bunkhouse Stampede, which he won.
Yeah.
But the world title was on the line.
Yeah.
Finally, I went to Crockett and said, that doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, the guy's a genius. I mean, look at the stuff they did, and charismatic and talk, and I mean, he was more full of it than me, and I was full of it. Arn and I are sitting there on the Falcon 10, we're flying, and he's sitting there with Crockett and the tables, and I can remember this like it was yesterday, and he looks at me and says, you know, we're going to do a live story on Magnum. Magnum, me and Terry Allen.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. I go, and me and Arn goes, he said, yeah, we got Stallone's going to play Magnum, and we're thinking about Sally Fields playing Tamara. Sally had just won like her 4th Academy Award. I look, and you know Iron, right? Iron's like this. Let me see. We got Stallone, who's making Rocky and Rambo right now, left and right. They got him booked. I mean, that was Dusty. I'm not lying.
My mother went to high school with Dusty Rhodes. I think she was a senior when he was a freshman.
In Houston.
In Austin.
Austin, I mean.
So I remember watching one of my first wrestling shows. We were down there in Edna, and someone had Dusty in an iron claw, and I was watching TV, and my mom was reading her Red Book magazine.
Yeah.
Dusty was bleeding like a stuck
Yeah, of
pig. It
course.
was Sam Houston Coliseum,
Yeah.
Smokefield Arena, Rope Bannister.
Yeah.
There's a security guard with a sidearm walking around the ring. I mean, this is
Oh,
back
really? Yeah.
And, you know, I looked at my mom, Dusty's bleeding his ass off. I said, God dang. I said, Mom, I said, why don't the security guard help Dusty?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she kind of rolled her eyes.
Yeah,
Kept
yeah.
looking at her magazine, but he's, you know, one of the reasons,
Oh, yeah.
along with you, that I got into the business. I mean, that's about as iconic of a photo as you're going to get. Hey, the woo thing is woven into the American lexicon, and we have a couple of woos here for you.
They all want to be woo, like the nature boy.
Steamboat selling his ass off for you.
Woo! 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 Woo!
You're out of your mind. Hey,
I have no idea.
would you ever figure that caught
I
on
have,
like
I
it
have no
did?
explanation for that conduct.
You know, but you know, when you started doing, you know, some of that, and then a lot of times you'd start taking off your clothes in the
Yeah.
ring, and we won't
Yeah.
talk about the hotel stuff.
Yeah, no.
And dropping elbows. In
Why
the middle
would
of
we?
the ring.
Everybody knows about it anyway. And airplanes. Thank God it didn't come up to the first class cabin. You probably wouldn't be talking to me now.
But who would have thunk it? That, I mean, because like if you go to a wrestling match these days, well, you know, you go every now and then. People are in there wooing in the buildings, and if you say what, but did you think it would have lasted this long? And how much was that a part of your persona? Because that was your go-to. I mean,
Yeah.
that was your de facto
Yeah.
mannerism that just got you out of a jam or elicited a response.
Yeah, sure.
Because we're always listening to the crowd.
Yeah. You know, I listened to country music a lot at night. I'd never heard country music coming from Minnesota. When I first started hearing country music, it was about death and the IRS, right? Then it got really upbeat. I'd get little promo stuff from them, but Jerry Lee Lewis, Recognize the Gracious, Great Balls of Fire, woo. And I went, because I love Jerry Lee.
Yes.
And Little Richard did a little woo, a little bit too on his stuff. And that's where I got it. Just one day I started doing it, and 1974, I never stopped.
Your daughter, Ashley.
Yes.
I know her, Charlotte. The
Yes.
world knows her, Charlotte Flair. You said one of the greatest moments of your life was her winning the title from Nikki
Yeah.
Bella. And here you guys are. When she first came into the business, I mean, she originally wasn't so much
No.
enamored or interested in
No.
the business.
She's in it because of her brother.
Yes. And once she dedicated to herself, I mean, that's when she really came into her own. And so it can be so hard for someone to come in the shadow of the greatest of all time. And she stepped out of that shadow.
Yeah.
And when I watch her on Monday Night Raw or anywhere, she has this composure, this feel of a champion. She's so confident. What are your thoughts on what your daughter has become? Because she's your daughter, but
Yeah.
her career.
Yeah, I can't say enough. I mean, the acknowledgement needs to come from you. Me, it's like she'll ask me a question and I'll say most definitely. Well, you're my dad. What do you really think? And that's what I really think. That's what I really know, in my opinion. That's what people say. I mean, even as confident as she is, everybody wants to hear something from somebody else. Nobody needed to tell me about a good match in the 80s. I didn't need a pat on the back. I didn't have time. I was hurrying to get to the bar. And Arn was already in the car screaming at me, Beak, let's go. Yeah, wasn't champ, wasn't like, great match. I mean, we ran. But, you know, she's had the weight of the world. I mean, I know Dwayne pretty well. and now Simone is starting out, right?
Yeah.
The Rock's daughter. It's tough. What's really hard, I think, with Ashley is that Rock has stepped away. They don't look at Rock as being WWE anymore. You're still WWE. Rock is doing this. But I'm still hanging around. It's that hanging over, and it's not a fair comparison because she is better in the ring than I ever was.
I don't think it's hanging over anymore, though. That's my
No,
point.
no, I know,
Yeah.
but I meant at some I still read an article now and then, the Shadow, and it's so ridiculous, and the people that are saying it know nothing about wrestling, but it makes the news. She knows who she is,
Yeah.
but you can never, especially with a girl. With a boy, I don't think Mike Rotunda walks around slapping Bray on the back. And by the way, he's doing a phenomenal job.
Absolutely.
He's doing that new gimmick is
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm entertained by that.
I am too, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's such a departure of,
Yeah,
of who
exactly.
IRS was.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
it's not
totally.
even a comparison.
Totally, yeah. But and Bray Wyatt's a hell of a worker too.
Damn right.
Yeah, but he's got that gimmick.
The character work is the
Yeah,
best.
Yes. But with a girl, you're always sensitive. You never want those dips and lulls. And, it's like she's been on top for 5 years. That's a long run
Oh,
to
it
be
is.
on top.
Yeah.
And she's arguably going to be one of the best matches at Mania this year with Rhea Ripley.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of
But it's
interest,
cool
man.
to be a second generation wrestler,
Oh, yeah.
or if you're lucky enough to be a third generation wrestler. But it's great to have you as
Yeah.
a father.
Yeah.
But man, if her name was Charlotte McGillicuddy,
I
because of her
agree.
talent
Yeah.
and her look and her composure, everything that she is, which is your DNA. But I'm just saying, if she were somebody else, but she had all the same skill set and the same look, she would be just as
Exactly,
over.
exactly.
So that's why I say her career it stands on its
Yeah,
own.
I totally agree. But coming from you, it's better.
Hey, looking back, tying it all together, your legacy, a part of American pop culture, rappers, everybody still loves you. You're still relevant. Everybody's still going woo. You're in everybody's videos. You're doing commercials. You just did a hummus commercial in the Super Bowl. So when you look back at everything that you've done, I know you've got some things that you still want to do and you're going to, but how do you feel about the legacy of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair?
Well, that's something I actually think about quite a bit because I want to be remembered, as does everybody, for the good things, not the bad. It was nothing ever malicious. I have never done anything illegal, never taken drugs, but I was out of control. And I will never, myself personally, get over, the problems that I probably could have helped people through in my family. I could have been there more, could have been wiser. But I think everybody's got that thought process at one point in time in their life. I don't want to be remembered as the greatest wrestler of all time. I want to be remembered as somebody. Now I'm at the point where because I clearly can see it, and I'm not afraid to say it, that I've influenced a lot of people. Whether it was Steve Austin as he started out, whether it was Hunter or Sean, whether it's some of the guys today, The Miz, the Sunglasses. I mean, it all started somewhere. And I got the sunglasses from Billy Graham. So, I mean, everybody has passed something along the way. And I just hope that the positive stuff that I've done outweighs the negative. That's where I'm at. Now, there's another night, Greenville.
Yeah.
You coming out that night after I wrestled Hunter. Who has nights like that?
Yeah.
Don't think
Well, I
about
mean,
it.
but you got to look at us, man. We get a chance to be a kid in the candy store out there with the goat, toasting beers.
No, but what I'm saying, though, is that that's another night. I get that Greenville, Hunter said we're going to wrestle. I wasn't ready here. Yeah. And I had struggled with that all night long. Steve, at the end, and then I'm going, are these guys really doing this? Is Steve Austin bringing beer? You have to look at it from my standpoint, because I am in the point where I'm admiring you so much. So I'm sitting there, this is Steve Austin pouring me beers and that. I mean, think about that. You got to put your shoes on me and think how I'm feeling. I didn't expect it. Did I enjoy it? Yes. But then at the wake-up call I got, what could these guys, do you really mean that much to these guys? If you've done something that affected their life. And that's
did.
how I want to be remembered.
You did.
Something positive, not the negative stuff. But
No. The positive.
Does that make sense?
Hey, yeah, because I've screwed up plenty of times, but the positive. Hey,
Thank you.
cheers.
Thank
You're
you.
the greatest of all time.
Thank you.
I love you. Millions and
too.
millions of people do all around the world.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on the Broken Skull
That's a great
Sessions.
picture. Thank you, man.
My name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is the Broken Skull Sessions. I just got finished talking with the greatest of all time, Nature Boy Ric Flair. And that's the bottom line. Why? Because Stone Cold said so.